Hello my lovely and underrated witches, I'm the iconic and overpowered merciless_witch, and in today's video, did I go through a lot of pain since my body decided to get sick again.
I know, we stand witches which are having a migraine for 7 days.
And can't even sleep from it since the pain was so strong that I even needed to get medication for people which are normally awakening from a cancer operation, aka yes, that much pain, so it could be that I'm still dizzy from this stuff and that I will probably write hilariously bullshit in this video because that stuff is letting me getting into different worlds that this will be either A, my downfall, or B, an actually pretty good video like the last time, where I was sick
and tried to hang myself because of the huge amount of pain I did go trough.
So for a random reason did I decide to do a video about Dead by Daylight's Playerbase, which already shows us in which direction this video is going to be, where I will list down 8 brain dead and totally retarded pro arguments for why Dead by Daylight is currently dying or bleeding out its player base, because I like to feed my witches some argument for just to destroy those whole arguments, because I also like seeing you guys in pain, smashing them on the ground and rubbing it in the mud, while also forcing you some contra arguments down your throat so that those videos can't be created anymore since I literally destroyed them and saved humanity from one of those fuckery brain dead videos again. But before we start in the video, I wanted to thank Alejandro 2023 for supporting my YouTube channel here as one of my first supporters, and if you also want to support me and being named here, is there a link down below to support this channel. With no more being said, let's start with the video. Camping and tunneling. So let me think for a moment on a pro argument for camping and tunneling, since this is literally not an argument for me anymore, and just only what crybabies are doing, so give me 5 seconds more to get into the position of an confused screamer.
Camping is so annoying and makes survivor mains like me so bored out of the game that I don't want to stay in the game anymore, killing myself on the hook just to stalk the player ID from the killer down to report him for camping me. Like seriously, camping is so dumb. How could you just camp because it's so boring? Yes, so boring that I literally cry on Twitter on how boring it is, and cry in your Steam comments for, because this is something which I only can do with 0 skills in the game. And then imagine you would also tunnel so that you can win the game as a killer. OMG, this is so not acceptable, so out since 2018, and so with it acceptable when the players are leaving after a few rounds, because they are not getting treated as the little Karens that we are. Like seriously, we are all losing players in Dead by Daylight just because you guys need to camp and tunnel, so just stop it because this is just unfair. We have the right to always win. It ruins the fun, at least for us, so just stop it.
No, I'm not exaggerating, and this were basically all the arguments which I saw in all of those videos which I did in my analyze to those DBD is dying videos.
But let's calm down from our painkillers
and let me explain you on why this is completely bullshit. First of all, no, the people aren't leaving because of camping and tunneling, which by the way is a strategy, just saying, and rather leaving because of this Karen behavior, which you just showed us. No one likes getting stalked down in their private time, just because a Karen in a video game couldn't handle a lose for once in a while. Yeah, it sucks to lose in a video game like Dead by Daylight, but the days from the Holy Survivor book are over, and tunneling plus camping is just a strategy to give the killer still a chance to win this game for him. Yes, I also know that Dead by Daylight can be cruel, but you need to get used that the killers are using all cards, just like you, to win, and rather your behavior is just showing those new players that they are not welcomed anymore in the game, just because they did win. Get a life, Karen.
OMG Betty, the player numbers are going down, which means that all the players are leaving now, even if Steam is just small percentage from those numbers. Betty, we have to do something or everyone is quitting. Oh my god, like the game is dying because those numbers are going down, and this is only because we overreacted to a clip again. Who could have knew? Ha 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 ha. Betty, we're such smart asses and throwing with numbers around. Ha 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 lol.
I really need to stop making sounding those pro argument people so retarded, but anyways, where was I? Ah yes, destroying an argument with the following sentence. Dead by Daylight does exist on other platforms. I know, what an crazy argument, and the worst part is, it runs on several platforms pretty well. On Steam, Xbox, Epic Games Store, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, or mobile. Yes, Steam is so nice and is at least showing us how many people are on Steam, but the point is that they are at least 3 other platforms where Dead by Daylight is performing very well, and where we don't know on how many players it has there, and this might be hurting but Steam players,
which are also a lot of YouTubers,
are thinking that they are the majority. While the Epic Games Store has the double user number than Steam even has as under monthly active, and that the PlayStation did give away DBD for free on PlayStation years ago, which also granted a lot of players for Dead by Daylight, especially when it's under the PlayStation Game Pass and under the Xbox Game Pass. So again, no, the game won't die just because its Steam player numbers are down, because there are also some other games to play, and people have to also work and can't play 24/7 just the same game.
The gameplay is just boring, and everyone is just leaving because there are only 2 modes to play. If Behavior would have made more modes, would that bring in new players and those which are currently burned out from the game? Like seriously, killing or being killed is just getting boring after a time, and without the help from the YouTubers with their videos, would this game be more dead than my channel for the last week? Just bring in some new modes and stop making us being bored out, because those players won't be staying here forever just with those 2 simple modes.
This is kinda a hard one for me to argument, because yes, if you play Dead by Daylight on a daily or weekly basis, is the gameplay boring, especially if you only play one role, since the people are brain dead and not trying to switch up their game styles for once. But the very important keyword here, does Dead by Daylight a lot of challenges and game styles to offer which a lot of you didn't use for a long time? Like, did you ever try out Sabotage, a toolbox, and build to last? No? Well, here is your answer on why the gameplay is boring for you but not boring for the others, because others might be thinking outside of the box and might be hitting you where it hurts, since the build is so unique and everyone is just using the one meta build, that it is pretty easy to basically switch up the winning terms for survivors or the killers. But I can also understand the wishes for more modes. So yes, Dead by Daylight can be sometimes boring, even if you switch up the perks and game styles a lot like I do privately, but that doesn't mean that the game is dying just because of it. There are literally so many perks and so many game styles that new people or people which only used to play the meta stuff can be pretty interesting for many hours, but to say that Dead by Daylight is bleeding out its player base because of it is just dumb, because there would be an outrage for it when the people would have really wanted it. But it can be adapted to a problem after a time, so let's say 50-50. Good.
The hackers are ruining Dead by Daylight, and Behavior Interactive is doing nothing against them. No wonders that the game is dying, because if you have every second round in crazy and retarded Bill making all 5 generators and leaving already the game in 3 seconds, is this just boring, tasteless, and splendid? Understandable if this person wants to stop playing Dead by Daylight and let the game bleeding it out its player base, because you have in every 2 rounds those angry Karen noises inside your head that you just wanted to live out, but can't, because it would have making you looking like a joke. And yes, they are showing almost every update some random numbers, which they got from a random number generator, but A, we can't look into the source if that is even true on what they are saying, and B, why aren't they using their money, which they are getting from those pesky 16-year-old viaducts selling some skins to programmers which are actually knowing their shit for once in a while to finally fix it? Players are leaving because of it, and Behavior doesn't get it because they want to promote Meet Your Maker, or as I would like to call it, meet our next potential money cash cow, idiot.
Kinda iconic that we come from sounding like a goofy version from an argument to an angry Karen.
I really have quite the mood today.
Anyways, here again, I'm kinda with the angry Karen sounding like side, because yes, people quit and people are pissed of because of this, me included. But here again, they are doing something against it, like rubbing you a number from banned accounts into your face, which isn't probably true, but hey, they at least know that they have the problem, so it's something. But seriously, this is kinda hard to argument against it, because it's kinda true with having Behavior being retarded and spamming free copies from Dead by Daylight out of the window just to get those kiddies addicted. And since they don't lawsuit any of those hackers or the people which are doing those hacks, is it kinda an ongoing problem, because they will continue with it because A, those hackers are earning money with it, and B, they aren't scared as hell. This is sadly the first and last act where the pro side is winning, because let's be real, how should I argument against this when I already know that it would have been only bullshit on what I said? But don't worry, is this will be also the last act which is going to be happening, the pro side winning, since I'm really smart and only put it in here to make it look like that I would care for the pro side. I know, pretty cute from me, right?
It's the fault from SBMM, MMR, and NNOP because they're words. SBMM, MMR makes the people go away, like Merciless which after this video I'm playing too much Hogwarts Legacy.
Are you serious? Are you really trying to bring up this joke of an argument back which nobody did use since a year because it's just stupid in the end of this point? There are good reasons why YouTubers aren't talking about it anymore, and it's because of me. Jokes besides, it's because how stupid this argument did got after the time that everyone is looking like a joke which I made a few seconds ago, just because they needed to spam those words years ago with everyone having a plan how to make Dead by Daylight, especially when their plan was more brain dead than I don't know, the plan from Crypto Brothers. But please, just stop it, stop the copium and get air.
OMG, everything is so bad now. Nowadays, Betty, it's so tragic how the DLCs are only mid now and how extremely bad everything is by me just pointing me out bullshit and me saying how everything bad is, because my entire existence is just in a video from an underrated witch, which is so bad because everything is through MIDD. OMG Betty, look how mid this DLC is, right Betty, so bad, and this is why DBD is losing players, because everything is so bad and mid.
Okay, calm down. Just because you are thinking that a DLC sucks, doesn't it mean that the update is bad or that the game is losing players because of it? Yes, there will be DLCs which I also don't like and still have getting used to, but that doesn't mean that the players are leaving just because of an DLC release. It's like I would call an whole franchise bad just because I didn't like the episode from a series from the franchise, and it doesn't make sense. Duh, but let's mix it a bit up and let me tell you in the next acts on what I think could be maybe the downfall and stopping this argument, because there is a serious upcoming problem, but really no one likes to hear the fact about it. Changing the video style from funny to very dead serious is kinda weird to do for me, even while I write this at 3:30 AM, but I felt like so please bear with me. In the last minutes, did I debunk several arguments which a lot of YouTubers, which are doing videos such as these so that I don't have to react yet another one more time for the fact when someone is trying to play, let's downfall DBD one more time again, when they really don't, just to getting told how great everything is after the play. They are two killers in this problem and you probably won't like to hear both answers, but since you made it through so far, do I think that you are at least willing to listen to me out. The first killer to this downfall will be the YouTubers. The YouTubers are trying for years now, several times a year, to call Dead by Daylight and Dead Game, just because of the outrage or community they are getting, since drama is more popular in this community than making content which are at least standing the against the question of time. Like, can you watch some Dead by Daylight videos 3 years ago? I can't personally, since they are just usually so bad edited, so badly written that you can feel that they only want one sudden thing, which I'm not going to name, but you can probably thinking about it. But this wasn't my entire point, because of YouTubers such as the 3 Dougie Bags or basically any candidate which I exposed already on my channel, or the players changing too, into the negative and basically being toxic to everyone, laughing other people out when they didn't played well, analyzing the shit out of their gameplay just for outrage's sake, and exposing normal players, or sending their kids' community to those newer, or less experienced players, because they played how they felt like to, and didn't bent into this bullshit fuckery, which were getting forced to play into sudden roles. I also mentioned the second killer, which is you, because you are letting you getting used from those douchebags as a money printing machine, as someone which is getting angry just because someone else didn't play as how you wanted him to play, or just to bomb other players with hate and death dreads. If you don't believe me, is that fine, but I just only want to know one little thing. What would we see if we can all see your Steam comments written to others? What did you comment as the last thing under someone's Steam profile? I know that I said it here several times here on this channel, but again, we're basically killing the game itself because we are always so heartless and toxic against the new, against the not experienced players, or even worse, against ourselves, just that we can feel ourselves that we probably ruined someone else's day. This is why the game will die, because the people had enough from your behavior, and they can't hold it out any second longer with that toxic behavior. Do you know how many messages I get because they are so confused when I usually post this under their profile, even if they completely destroyed me, and how happy they were to just read a positive comment for a while? And I am almost feel heartbroken because I wished people would be writing such comments more, because those comments helped me to create a lot of cool friendships, and that those comments actually meant something to them. I know, it's really weird hearing me talking about friendships, but just imagine how many closed friends you could have just had, and you didn't and decided to completely ruin that person his day, so much to the point that a lot of players are using that shitty anonymous mode because they have enough from you and your behavior ruining their day, just because you lost for once in a while. End words. Wow, what a dramatic ending, not gonna lie, but this video is just rather made for the future, and not for right now where everyone is quite yet. Anyways, I hoped I could have debunked a lot of those arguments, or better, stopping you being a reason, and I wish you all a great rest of the week since this is the ending of the video. Join my Discord and my support members and see you in next week. Goodbye.